Hello and welcome to another vlog. This vlog is really exciting because I am going skiing. I know I mentioned this in one of my previous Christmas vlogs that I had a ski trip planned at the end of January, beginning of February, and I can't believe it's finally come, the time to go, because it's come so fast. I've been so busy with university work. I had actually a big assignment due in recently and I had to pull an all-nighter before submitting it because there was so much work to do, but it's done and now I'm so looking forward to having a week in the mountains, you know, fresh air, clear my mind a bit, nothing to worry about or think about, no work, no stress. I think it's just what I need. And I want to thank everyone who commented on that video with advice for skiing and what to pack, because it's my first time ever skiing and I had no clue how to prepare for it, what I needed. I did a bit of research online and I asked my friends, but some of you put some really useful comments under that video, so thank you so much for that. And I thought I would show you a little bit of what I've prepared, because I think that preparing for skiing for a first time skier can be a bit daunting, so maybe anyone who's watching this video might find it useful to see what I've bought and prepared. And I also think it'll be interesting to see after my trip what I thought about my preparation, if I had everything I needed, if there were things that were unnecessary that I bought, and just what my thoughts are on the whole process, because I think the gear and the kit is like a big part of skiing. I mean, I should have done this before I probably packed, so I actually packed up my suitcase. Now I'm having to unpack it, but I feel like it's worth it to show you what I have. So obviously the main thing that you think of are the coat and the trousers, because they're not just a regular coat and trousers. And I kind of went for a theme of black and white with everything I got, because that way everything I have will just match and it's easier. And I was lucky that when I went to Mountain Warehouse, which is where I got most of my stuff, there was a sale, so everything was on sale, and I got this really nice puffy jacket which has zips under the armpits, and I don't know if that's like for if you sweat to get some air in, but I find that quite amusing that they have zips under the armpits. And it's just a nice puffy coat, everything you can need, and also the hood comes off, which is useful. Possibly, I don't know. It might be a bit annoying if you have a helmet to have a big hood, but that's the coat that I have. And then I have some trousers. I have a pair of black trousers like this, and ski trousers are actually really funny because they have these weird straps that go over your shoulders to hold your trousers up, which I find strange, but there you go. But this zips off as well, so potentially you don't need that, I don't know. And then at the bottom where your feet go, they also have elastics around your ankles, so I guess that stops the heat escaping the trousers and also stops snow getting in under your trousers, I suppose. For any professional skiers out there, or people who are more experienced, are probably going to find this really annoying to watch because I have no clue what I'm talking about, but I guess that's what I'm trying to show, the perspective of a first time skier. So there you go, there's the trousers, and I also have another set of trousers. I don't know if you need two, but when I was shopping with my mum, she was like I should get two in case one pair gets wet, and then that way I have another pair. I mean, they should dry overnight, but she insisted I get two, so I got two. And this set is white, which I prefer actually with the jacket and the white trousers. I think it's quite cute, although that shouldn't be my priority when I'm skiing, but I always want to have something that I feel good in. So I have two sets of trousers. I found packing actually really difficult because everything is so puffy, and my suitcase does not weigh much, but everything is difficult to squeeze in. I should have gotten like those vacuum bags or something to reduce the size of my clothes. Okay, then the next thing that I have are some fleeces, because I know that you need to layer. They say when I was reading online that you need to have like a big puffy coat, some fleeces, and then thermals underneath, so 3 layers to keep you warm. So I got 2 fleeces. I have a black one and a white one, so you can see where this theme is going. And they're so soft, I love this material. These are from North Face. And I got these because I feel like these are the kind of thing I would wear on a regular basis anyway. Like I needed some sports clothes for when it's not that hot outside, so these are perfect and I really like them. They're really comfortable and they're also quite fitted, which is nice because I don't want to be too like a marshmallow when I'm walking around. So these go quite well under the jacket because they are fitted to my body, so it's not too puffy. I'm going to have to fold these a bit more nicely later when I repack. And then I have, for my bottom layer, I have some leggings and tops, which I already had, so that was handy, because I didn't want to have to buy new thermals, and I just have some sports ones which are like sweat wicking, sports material leggings, which I already had. Some of them are from Lululemon, some of them are from, I have 3 pairs. The other one is from Sweaty Betty. And then I have some Lululemon tops, black and white as well, which are kind of like for sports and stuff, so they're more sweat wicking materials that you can have close to your body. They're not thermal specific ones, but those were really expensive, and when I was looking at them I felt like I would never wear them, so I feel like this is sufficient as my bottom layer to keep me warm. And then I had to pick up, when I went to Sweaty Betty, these slippers because I saw them and I was like, these are perfect for the evenings. They're really super light, so they don't weigh my suitcase down or anything, and they're made with sheep's wool. They're not actually Sweaty Betty branded, but they just had them there. Sheep by the Sea is the brand, but they are the softest things. It's like a cloud. I'm thinking at the end of a long day of skiing, these are going to be perfect to put my feet into to be all toasty and warm. So I've got those, which just make me feel very excited about being cozy in the little apartment after skiing. And then the next thing that I have are some ski gloves, which basically are just really puffy gloves, and they have kind of like a grippy material that goes in this section, so I suppose that's for when you're holding this ski, so you have a better grip. Again, these are just from Mountain Warehouse. I also have a ski balaclava thing. So this section of it has like fleece on the inside, and then the top section is just a very thin material that you put over your face, like the lower half of your face when you're skiing, I suppose because like the cold wind and stuff, to keep it out of your face. I don't know, this was recommended to me by someone in one of the comments that I need one of these, so thank you for that, because I wouldn't have thought of getting it otherwise. And again, that's from Mountain Warehouse. Everything basically is from Mountain Warehouse that's ski related, because it's quite a good price there, and they have some nice things. Oh, and this is quite handy actually. I got this off of Amazon ages ago for when I travel, but I think I'll show you because it's quite handy. It's basically like a pill holder, but I use this for my supplements because I have supplements I take to help with acne, and then like vitamin D, because when there's lack of sunlight I just get low in vitamin D, so I need that. And this is really handy because it has all the days of the week, so you can just put them in, and it's really easy when you travel. Rather than having loads of bottles with extra weight, you just put them in here, and that's really useful. Also adapters, because my English adapters don't work in France, so I need the converters. I've got that packed. And then what else do I have? I think the rest of the stuff that I have is not necessarily... Oh yeah, there is some ski related stuff. Boots. Now I don't know, I looked online and it said you needed to buy snow boots, and I didn't have any snow boots, so I got these black ones from Mountain Warehouse as well, which are rather nice because they're lined with this black faux fur, and they're just plain and nice, and yeah, there's nothing else I have to say about those. And then I also have some hand warmers, which I don't know if that's a bit extra, if I will need these, but I always get really cold hands, like even when it's not that cold outside, my hands are always freezing. So I have some, these I already had, I got these when I was really young, but they're really good because they look like this on the inside, and you just pop the metal and it warms up, and then you boil them and they return back to the state. So they're reusable ones, they're really good. And I think I'll probably just keep these in my pocket for like emergencies. If I'm really in desperate need of some warmth, I have these. And then the rest of the stuff I have are like pyjamas and like sweatshirts for the evenings after skiing to just chill in, and I think that's pretty much it. I also have this really nice pyjama set from Hollister, which I'll show you, which I got a while ago actually for Christmas time to have as pyjamas, but it's got a really cute little top. And then a cardigan that goes over the top that looks like this. And then the trousers, and it's really nice because it's like a matching wool set, and I think it's so cute and cozy. And yeah, and the legs have little slits down the side just at the bottom here. But I just think it's a really cute pyjama set, so I'm imagining myself, you know, in a little ski apartment, and it's, you know, there's a fireplace and everything and a balcony, and I'll have a nice view, and I'll be cozy with my sheepskin slippers and woolly pyjamas. It'll just be really nice. So I think that's all the ski gear that I have to show you. Then obviously I have all my toiletries and stuff packed, the basics, but that's the ski related stuff. I also have lots of hand cream and lip balm, because people kept saying that that was important because the cold makes your skin dry out so much. So I made sure I have plenty of that. And sun cream as well. Oh, and my goggles, I nearly forgot about the goggles. I need to show you those. I was so confused when buying goggles because I thought that goggles were all the same and the different colours were just like aesthetic, but they're not. The different colours of the actual goggle have different strengths of sun protection, and I had no clue. So I was looking and I was like, I like this colour, I click on it, and then I start reading more about it and I realised that you need to have different goggles depending on how sunny it is. And basically I was clueless at the start, and I spent so long researching goggles. I went down this rabbit hole of just watching videos on YouTube and reading articles about them because I didn't want to buy the wrong set. I only have one pair, so I wanted to make sure that I bought the right type. And the problem was most articles said, oh, you should have this type for sunny weather and this type for cloudy weather, and if you're going to buy 2, buy these percentage of VLT. VLT is like how much it protects you against the sun. If you're going to buy 3, buy these ones. And I'm like, I only need 1 because I'm a first time skier, I'm not going to buy millions of goggles. But these are the ones I ended up getting. And I've got these packed in my handbag for the aeroplane because I'm scared that they'll get broken in my suitcase. So I've got those with me to be safe. And I also read that the anti-fog protection is really delicate, so you can't really like touch the inside of the goggle. And they even recommended that when you put it in the little bag to keep the strap out so that the plastic doesn't scratch the inside, which makes me really terrified because I don't want to damage my goggles. But I feel like I'm probably being overly careful because I'm so scared about damaging them. This is what they look like. They're really cute. So I got this one, I think, see, I've got to try to remember what they're called now. I think it's something like sapphire goggles? I don't know. I'll write somewhere at the top the name of the exact goggles that I got. But they're Oakley brand. And I think they were like medium price range. I didn't want to get the cheapest because I thought there's no point buying them and then having to buy another set if I decide I want to go again. And I know that I'm the kind of person who probably will want to go again because I enjoy ice skating and sports in general. So they're like a decent set of goggles, but they're not the most expensive either because I wasn't going to splash out on them. But I think they're really cute. I like the design because there's not really like an edge to the goggle, it's just completely glass and then black and white to go with my theme. But they're massive on my face. I can show you if you like actually. But they're really big. I know they're supposed to be, but I feel like I have quite a small face, so they just really make me look like a fly. And the inside, which is really interesting, is red, which you won't expect when looking on the outside of the goggle. But it's to make the snow not just all look white, it makes it more varied so that you can see better when it's snowy. I don't know. Some sort of prism technology it says, but I don't know much about it. But these are the ones that I got. I'll let you know what I think of them after the ski trip as well, because like I said, I had no clue what I was getting and whether I'll like them, what I'll think about them. But I'm just terrified about damaging them because I've watched so many videos on how to care for them, and basically it just seems like you have to be super careful, otherwise you damage them. But there you go, that's everything I got for skiing. And I'm really looking forward to it. I leave tonight. My flight is at 6:30 p.m. and I go to Paris, and then tomorrow morning I will get the train to the Alps with my friends. We're going to Les Orres. And I think there's 2 trains you need to get from Paris to be able to get there, so it's a bit of a long journey, but it's worth it. It will be worth it in the end. And today I've actually got a busy day because I've got this presentation I have to do at university, and my group presents at 11:30, so I need to actually finish filming now so I can head up to campus to do my presentation. It's quite a big deal and I'm really nervous, and it's making this day really stressful because like I had to worry about this presentation and then also prepare for my ski trip and go straight from campus to the airport to be able to go. And it's funny because I come back, well, today's Friday, I come back not the Monday after the weekend but the Monday after, and I have a lecture. Like basically I have to go straight from the airport to my lecture. So I didn't know my university timetable while I was booking this trip. I found out later, but everything just fits exactly into place provided I don't come home between the trip and university. Like I go from university to the trip and back to university, so it's a bit mad. But I'm lucky that I don't miss anything. So yeah, that's all good. But I need to head off now and I'll keep you updated, and I just can't wait to go. I'm so excited for this trip. And I'll let you know what I think of all this stuff that I prepared after and what my advice would be in terms of preparing for skiing. But I'm really looking forward to it. morning. So I'm filming a little bit late in this trip, to be honest, because it's already Friday and we got here on Saturday, so it's nearly a week since I left for the ski trip. But since I'm a first-time skier, it's been really difficult to try to film while on the trip because I'm focusing on learning and I know how dangerous it is to ski, and I don't want to have my mind, you know, wandering, thinking of other things when I really need to focus on being safe on the slopes. But oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much I love skiing. I'm so happy I came on this trip because honestly now it's one of my favourite sports. It's been so much fun. Les Orres is such a wonderful resort, I would say, for people learning, and this is the view from the balcony, and I don't know if you can see the mountains behind me, but it's so beautiful. And there's even a little bit of a sunrise because it's early morning, and it's a very small ski resort because there's not many slopes, but I think that's good for a first time skier because it's not overwhelming. You can kind of make your way around. There's lots of green slopes for beginners, a few blue, not many blue, and then lots of reds. And on the first day I did green ones. By the second day I moved on to the blue ones, and by the third day I was already on the red ones. So for the rest of the trip I've been doing red slopes, which I didn't even expect to do them by the end of the trip, so I'm really proud of myself for having learnt so fast. But I was really lucky because I had lots of really good friends who were able to teach me how to ski and give me all the tips and advice and make sure I was safe, so there's always someone in front of me and someone behind me whenever I was skiing. And yeah, they just helped me learn really quickly. I didn't need to take lessons, which would have been a bit annoying because you know, I want to be with my friends, I don't want to be alone when we're on the trip together. So it's been really fun. I've learnt so much, and honestly every time I'm out I'm just taking in the views and thinking, wow, it's literally breathtakingly beautiful. And there are certain slopes where you go down and it's like it's not real, it looks like it's a photo or something because it's so beautiful. It's stunning. And I've never experienced so much snow in my life because in England when it snows you only get like a few centimetres, whereas here obviously it's like meters of snow. So yeah, that was really fun as well to experience. And yeah, I hope that it's something that I can carry on in the future, that I can come skiing often, regularly on trips with my family or with friends, because it's just, I really love it. It's a lot of fun. And in preparation I had been doing exercise to like strengthen my legs and build up the strength to be able to ski all day because the days are long, and by the end of the week, so today, this is the last day of skiing, I'm kind of tired. And I think the leg exercise has definitely helped. When you're doing the green slopes you don't feel it that much, but by the red ones, because the slopes are so steep, you definitely feel the burn on your legs. So I would say it's a good idea to prepare in advance if you really want to make the most out of each day of skiing. But yeah, that's I think the main update that I have for you guys. I'm enjoying it, it's really fun, and I'm very happy that I came. I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to come on this trip and to learn to ski. And I think when I get back home I will update you guys on in terms of equipment and what I found useful, not useful, what I've learnt, so I know what to pack for next time. But it's cold, so I'm gonna go back inside. But that's my update. Good morning. So it is now my last day at Les Orres, and oh my gosh, I literally had the best time here. I think skiing is now one of my favourite sports, and that's not an exaggeration because I literally loved it so much. Today's going to be a long day of travelling because to get from Les Orres, which is in the south of the Alps, to Paris, it's a 7-hour journey, so it's really long. There's a bus and 2 trains that we have to get back, Actually no, it's a bus and 2 trains to get here, but I think it's a bus and 3 trains to get back because we have to take a different route. Basically it's long and it's going to take all day, but it's definitely worth it to be able to come here because I've just loved it so much. I love physical activity, and skiing is one of those sports where it's intense, but you're not thinking about the sport while you're doing it. You're thinking about the beautiful views, the mountains, the landscapes, and just the challenge of getting down the slopes and everything, and it's just so much fun. I love it. So I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to come here. And yes, I'm waking up with this beautiful sunrise, and the clouds are all pink like candy floss, and it's so beautiful and magical. We're lucky we have a nice balcony with a good view. Not that we've used the balcony much because it's rather cold. However, it's nice to have it. And I have one more day in Paris, so a full day tomorrow. I'm probably going to be meeting up with other friends, and I don't know how much time I'm going to have to just wander around and stuff. I have one full day in Paris before going back to England. But yes, now I've got to pack and clean up the apartment and do things like that, so that we're ready to hand in the keys and catch the bus to the train station. Hello, so I'm back from the ski trip. I got back yesterday morning and it was actually kind of stressful because I had to go straight from the airport to campus because I had a lecture. So the timing of this trip has been very tight, but it's been such an amazing trip. I miss it already. I miss the fresh mountain air and the peace and just being stress-free because I've been launched straight back into university work. But at least I've had time to recuperate over the holidays and I'm ready to get back into the zone. So in terms of like my feedback at the end of the trip and going back over what I brought with me, I would say that I learned that you don't need 2 pairs of ski trousers. That's one thing that I brought excess of. 1 pair is sufficient. So if you're planning to pack, then you only need to buy 1, because the leggings underneath you can change more regularly, but the trousers themselves, even if you fall over in the snow, they don't get that wet, so it's not necessary to have more than 1 pair. However, I did not pack enough ski socks, so I had to buy more socks while I was there, because you don't necessarily need 1 pair of socks per day, because ski socks are very expensive, and the price adds up very quickly if you're going to get 6 pairs. So having a pair for 2 days is good, but 3 days is pushing it. So I had to buy more so that I didn't use the socks more than twice, but that's fine. That's something I've learned for next time, and I have more pairs now, so I'm ready for if I ever go skiing again. But that's definitely something I would think about in advance, especially because if you buy gear at the ski resort, it's more expensive than buying it elsewhere. So make sure you have everything you need before you go. And my goggles, because I told you all that I was quite confused about what type of goggles to buy because there's so many, and it's if you are not familiar with skiing, if you're a novice, then it can be difficult to choose. But I was very happy with the pair I got. They never fogged up. The quality of the goggles was very good. Everything was very clear, and I have eyes that are quite sensitive to sunlight, so I was worried about obviously like the glare in my eyes, but I had no problems with these goggles at all. Everything was very clear, crisp, and no fog. It was just literally, they were very good quality goggles, so I was happy with the purchase. Although I will say that they're quite easy to scratch. I did very well through the whole trip with keeping them pristine, but at the very end, one of my friends hit my goggles with the end of their ski baton, or ski stick, I don't know what you call it, the stick that you hold, and it was like obviously just a tiny hit, which is very easy to do when you're getting into the ski lifts, but it's left a massive scratch on the front of them, so they're very easy to scratch, but they are nice. I like the design, and the quality of the goggle is very good, so overall I'm happy with them, and I guess it's inevitable that eventually they will get scratches. What else? Oh yeah, in terms of the balaclava, I wore it around my neck as a scarf the whole time. I know you're supposed to put it over your nose to stop your skin drying, and like obviously the wind is quite strong in your face, but I just found it quite uncomfortable because I felt like I was restricted with breathing when it was on my face, so I never used it on my face, but I guess that's personal preference. But I will say that your skin dries a lot in skiing. I was happy I brought lots of sun cream. I was happy I brought lots of hand cream and lip balm because I needed it regularly. I was regularly reapplying, and I was surprised at how dry my face got because I normally have quite oily skin, but it was very dry, so I had to keep moisturising all the time. So just make sure you bring lots of moisturiser. In terms of the number of layers that I wore, I was warm the whole time, although we were very lucky with the weather because just before we went, it had snowed a lot, so there was lots of fresh snow. But then when we got there, the weather was beautiful. There was sunshine, clear skies every day. So it was perfect when we arrived for me to learn because the snow was literally like perfect snow for skiing on, and the weather was beautiful. So it was just like ideal. We were so lucky. But the problem was, because the weather was quite warm, it got up to like, I don't know, 8 degrees during the day. It melted the snow, and overnight the snow would freeze again because it went below 0, and it meant that there was a layer of ice on all the slopes by the end of the trip. So it was difficult on the last 2 days because you were just sliding down sheets of ice. But by that point, because I was more comfortable with skiing, I was okay and I managed. But to learn on that would have been difficult, so we were very lucky in that sense. But respective of clothing, the layers that I had were perfect. The sports top and leggings were sufficient. I would say you don't necessarily need thermal clothes, like thermal specific, although if you're going to a much colder resort, then obviously that's more necessary. Where we were in the south of the French Alps, it was fine without. And yes, the fleece and the jacket were sufficient to keep me warm. I was always very hot. Skiing obviously makes you hot, so the exercise heats you up. But I would say that yes, the layers I had were fine, and yes, the weather was good. And then I think in terms of ski stuff, that's it. The rest of the stuff I had was good. I was happy with what I brought. I had everything I needed. So it was a success in terms of preparation because that was a difficult part. But I hope that's been useful for you guys to see what I brought along. And for anyone who's going skiing for the first time, maybe this video will be useful for you. And I hope you enjoyed exploring the ski resort of Les Orres a little bit with me because, like I said, I didn't film that much because it's difficult to film while skiing, but I gave a glimpse into what it's like and I really enjoyed it. So I would recommend this resort to anyone who's looking for a smaller place to go to. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel to join me in more adventures, and I will see you next time. Bye!